your car, the HVAC system, your pool. You get maintenance on everything in your life, and your garage door is no different. Let's find out how. Welcome to the Garage Authority Podcast, powered by A1. I'm your host, Jonithan Phillips, and of course, we had to bring her back for round number 4, the one and only Andrea Davis. How you doing, girlfriend?
Doing well. Thanks for having me back yet again.
Thank you for
Pretty
bestowing
popular.
the masses with the queen of garage doors. You're getting so popular and famous now.
Yes.
I need to ask for your autograph soon.
Yeah, you should have.
Yeah, especially all these speaking events that you're going to. One. That's more
one
me.
that I spoke at. I do attend many.
Yeah, but getting into the brass tacks, the reason we're bringing Dre on today is because if you've heard it before, that's okay. She's in charge of like 100 billion people, all right? And that goes all the way from service on garage doors to maintenance tech with like our 151 membership program to also just installing brand new garage doors. So that's why we wanted to bring her on, because we're going to talk about service. We're going to talk about service. Now, we would have moved on from this, but you're still not servicing your door. So that's why Dre is going to hit a home run today, and we're going to tell you how to do it again.
And here we are.
Here we are on repeat. Now, for those that don't know, what is the standard amount of maintenance and service that a homeowner should do on their garage door?
Minimum tune-up once a year.
Once a year. What if
Depending on the door.
Depending on the door. What if they got the big, hairy, audacious, looks like a castle drawbridge and weighs up 10,000 pounds? How many times should they get that?
At least twice a year.
Twice. More
Every
door,
6
more
months.
service. All right?
Absolutely.
Staying ahead of it. Now, I want to explain to people what our techs are looking for during these maintenance checkups. Like, what are you training your guys to do?
So our guys are trained thoroughly to come in, and we start with a 29-point safety inspection. So we're looking at all the moving parts of your door. We're looking at, all the way down to the nuts and bolts, hinges, the bottom rubber. We're looking for cracks in any of your panels, looking for wear on the motor. Wear that we see often is going to be shavings that are up near the motor area that you can't see unless you jump on a ladder. We're looking at wear and tear on the springs as well. Yeah, lots of moving parts.
Yeah.
We're checking it all. Frayed cables, we're checking, the condition of those cables, 4 frays, I should say. So. Yeah,
and sometimes when we talk about maintenance, you got your know-it-all engineer out there, which awesome. We need more of you around. But garage doors aren't a complicated system, but they are a precise system.
Yes.
So just to make sure that everything's copacetic and we're not going to have a domino effect of one part failing is why you need to get a professional out there. Now, what I want homeowners to realize is, how does regular service save them money? Let's talk about that domino effect.
Well, when nothing changes, right? As JD says
JD,
all the time.
Tucson.
JD Tucson. To be honest, if we're failing to service our garage door system, and we think, and like most often, many people think, as long as my door is going up and down, that's all there is to it. Lie. Stop.
Bold-faced lie.
It is far from the truth, because there are all those moving parts. Just like when you go and you got a flat tire, you're going to replace all your tires, right?
You should.
You should.
You should.
I know some people.
Yeah.
But same thing goes for your vehicle. You're getting an oil change regularly after a certain amount of miles. The same needs to happen with your garage door. There's so many moving parts to it, and if you do fail to service it, you're going to end up having to replace it.
Yeah, and
bottom line.
I mean, one little tune-up. I mean, look for the deals in the mailbox. You know what I mean? There's even if it's
specials.
not our company. All right, I get we're not available everywhere. Just look for the deals. Have someone get eyes on it, touch it, feel it. Now, since we are in multiple markets, would you say that there's a difference in kind of guiding our clients, because regional and climate differences seem to be kind of a big thing in how that affects maintenance?
Yep.
So how would you advise people from covering us all the way to Phoenix, all the way over to Orlando, Florida? What differences do you see?
I mean, for us, we do see a lot of bottom rubbers that need to be changed out here in Phoenix because it gets so hot. They're like your windshield wipers.
Yeah.
They dry up, they get crusty, you've got to replace them. Whereas maybe over in like Milwaukee and as far as Orlando, you're looking at different doors just in general. There's different code that is required. You got hurricane season,
Yeah,
and
that
so you
wind
got to be
load stuff.
prepared for the wind
Yeah.
load. And making sure that if you are using somebody outside of our company, that they are licensed, bonded, and insured, and that they are giving you the data that you need to make the best decision when servicing your garage door as well.
Have you seen the videos of they have these giant testing centers to where they show the difference on what happens to a home whenever it doesn't wind load a door, especially in the
Yes.
hurricane? If you look it up on YouTube right now, they'll have these like vacuum tunnels where they'll put like 2x4s, straw, all types of thing that goes so fast it goes through a steel door, and they show how basically once that door collapses on itself and kind of creates a vacuum space to where the whole back end of the house just completely explodes like it's in the middle of a fight of a Marvel movie.
Right.
It's insane. So
Yeah.
definitely hurricane areas. If your tech can't tell you about wind load and how to protect your home, that's not the company for you. Now, the risk of skipping our year or maybe twice a year if you have a big door, you alluded to that it could end up, we could have done springs, we could have done moving parts, but now we're at a new door.
Right.
How often do you see clients actually get upset, if we're being real, because we've gone out there, we leave notes, we leave estimates, sometimes doors are so bad that they got to sign a liability waiver because they just don't want to move forward.
Right.
How often have we had to deal with clients to where it's not an option for fixing it anymore?
I mean, it happens. I would say about 10% of our jobs are where a client is suggesting, maybe not now, or I'm about to sell the home. One of the great things is that, replacing your garage door is going to add 260% on your return on investment. And
Huge.
that's huge. So if you are selling the home, I always suggest that you get the door in working order in a nice way that you would want for your mother's garage door.
Yeah.
Your sister or your brother, any of your family that may, be buying a home. And you mentioned, I mentioned the hurricane season. We also have here in Phoenix microbursts that take place and happen, and
Yeah.
Denver has tornadoes. We're doing some doors out in Denver that got hit terribly by a tornado, and had they had insulated doors, better packages that were on there.
That pan door's not going to last.
It's not going to last. No, we replaced a ton of garage doors with this last microburst that came through. I think it was a little mini tornado myself, but we definitely replaced quite a few doors, and many of those doors we had already previously serviced, hence the reason why they called us out there. But many of those clients had declined getting struts added to their door even, and had they done so, they probably would not have had to replace that door, just yet. So
something I'm going to let homeowners in on a little secret right now, because you're talking about whenever they're selling a home, and they're just like, I'm selling a home, I've got to keep money in the bank, approval process. That, hear me out. This is what you do. You find a company like A1. What you're going to do is you're going to get it in just tiny little payments, because you're about to get 260% back. Okay? You're going to get that door installed with no money down. You're going to sell the home. You're going to get 260, and then there's no early payment fees. So then you pay that off, and you made more money in the home process. Like, bing, bang, boom, get it done. Sometimes, if you get the right door, it's enough for a little bit of closing costs. So, just saying, we see clients do it all the time, and they love using that little trick, especially our realtors. Now, with all these things encompassing, how should homeowners pick or choose a service company? And this can be outside of garage doors. Like, what are things that you look for?
Things that I look for are going to be, first off, Google reviews.
Yeah.
Yelp, Google. Those are two of the places that I visit most often, and I look for those authentic reviews. Pictures, tell a story. If a client's taking the time to take a picture of one of my technicians, that means a lot to me because they receive that 5-star service.
Yeah.
And so that's important to me in any service company that's going to come to my home. I want to make sure that they're safe. Here with us at A1, we background check and drug test every single one of our technicians to make sure that we are putting safe individuals in a client's home.
Yeah.
And so I want that. And sometimes that's a little bit harder to find, but I don't hesitate to call. Do you do background checks on your technicians? The last thing that I want is a convict to show up in my home, to fix my air conditioner or whatnot. So I take that personal. I give them a call and I ask. And licensed, bonded, and insured is huge. How long have they been in business? What am I looking at when I look at reviews? I want to see the good, the bad, and the ugly. We know that there's going to be negative reviews because, again, we tell people that they have a problem with their door and they might be selling the home. It might be their summer home, winter home, whatever. They may just not want to spend the money today. So they might be a little bit upset that we came in and told them, unfortunately, you're at that crossroad. You need to replace the door. We can't do anything with it at this point. So you'll have the good, the bad, and the ugly. And so I definitely look at all of those, and I compile all the data in my little head, and that's where I make my decision.
Yeah. Pro tip again. Also, these companies that are offering lifetime warranties on things, look up their business LLC. If that company's only been around for a year, and they're offering you a lifetime warranty, what is it, like 3 years, 50%? Yeah. Something like that with a new business. Yep. Don't fall just for the warranties. If people are offering lifetime warranties, check the LLC. I think a safe bet is if that business is 10 years or older.
Absolutely.
Dude, we've talked about standard service schedule. We're kind of everywhere on this one. What do techs like check during the tune-up? Comparing climate, how pick a company, a couple little gems there on maybe if you want to sell your house and make a little bit more money than you expected. Is there any last messages you want to give to the audience, Dre?
One thing with our technicians is, and this is something to look for in other companies, is if you're having a minor issue with your garage door system and somebody comes out and they throw this giant estimate at you, within just a few minutes of being on site, please do your homework. Please get additional quotes. Our technicians are going to go out there to fix the problem that you called us for. Mm-hmm. And out of courtesy, we're going to do a 29-point safety inspection there for you. We're going to provide any of those details, to you, broken down into separate estimates to allow you to make the best decision that you want to for your home and for the safety. So please, please, please do your research, do your homework. Do not just go with that one quote estimate that somebody has left you.
Yeah, you're going to know where your door stands, where your door is, and anything that can happen in the future. That's ultimately how the service should look. Yep. Dre, thank you for coming on. Once again, the Queen of Garage Doors has blessed us with her time. Hopefully we get to have you back on soon.
Of course.
Another
Thank
one
you, sir.
bites the dust.